GOP lawmakers are vowing to hold the Biden administration accountable for the mishandled and deadly U.S. troop withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Joining us now to talk about this, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn.
Good morning, Senator.
Good morning.
All right, thank you for joining us. Now, you're calling for President Joe Biden to step down or resign. The Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says that it's not going to happen. What do you make of this?
One of the things we have to do is call for accountability from this administration. And when you look at the steps that Joe Biden has taken, it has been America last every step of the way, whether it is nixing the Keystone Pipeline or favoring China or the Iran nuclear deal, the Paris Climate Accords, what we are seeing with inflation that is affecting every American family because they have less money that they are able to spend on the things that they need for their family, whether it is CRT that is being taught in our classrooms or lockdowns or mandates, and then, of course, Afghanistan, and the way they have completely destroyed the trust of the American people. When you look at the polling numbers of how they have handled Afghanistan and how people do not trust them to say, this is what we are doing. Joe Biden is weak. We have left Americans behind enemy lines. We do not do that. We are the United States of America, and we do not leave our people behind enemy lines.
And we've turned an entire country over to a terrorist organization. Senator, always great to have you with us. In a bombshell report less than 4 weeks before the fall of Afghanistan, President Biden urged Afghanistan's president to demonstrate a more capable military defense to, quote, change the perception as the Taliban was making significant gains. Now, that's an admission, Senator. They knew that this was going to go south fast. And even as he told the public on July 13th, it wouldn't happen. Your thoughts on these revelations?
What we have to realize is that he was saying one thing to his inner circle. They knew that they had problems. So what were they trying to do? They're saying, oh, this is the issue over here. We're going to provide you a solution. That is what they do. But they took this group that was an ideology. We have to remember we were fighting the war on terror, and they have now turned a country over to them. Biden and his administration saw that this was going to happen. He tells Ghani, hey, you need to tell people things are going better than they are, basically asking Ghani to lie to allies, to the Afghan people, and to us. And Joe Biden was saying one thing to the American people and quite another to Ghani because they knew the country was in trouble. They should have listened to the CIA. They pulled their people out from their stations 6 weeks prior, telling them this is not good. The Taliban is moving. They are going to take control.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, Jen Psaki was asked that yesterday. She obviously didn't answer that question. Meantime, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin responding to ongoing criticism about the troop withdrawal. Take a listen.
There hasn't been a single operation that I've ever been involved in where we didn't discover that there's something that we could have done better or more efficiently or more effectively. And I'd also say that no operation is ever perfect.
Senator, that's his response. I was surprised to hear that. We have Americans that are still trapped in Afghanistan. What do you make of that?
Very disappointed in the way that Secretary Austin and General Milley have handled this. I think each of them should step aside. But in doing so, they need to level with us so that we know what happened. How could they not have said this is not a wise move to go for a date certain exit rather than a conditions-based exit, as President Trump and Secretary Pompeo had negotiated with our NATO allies and our Afghan partners? But of course, no, they wanted to do it a different way. So my question is, did you tell the president that this was a bad move? Did you stand stand up to him? Did you speak truth to power, or did you kowtow? Did you just say, okay, we're going to go along with this? Because the moves that they made in exiting to a date certain so that Joe Biden and this administration could take a victory lap, Americans were left behind. This is the reason that they should all step aside.
Senator, and I've only got about 30 seconds left for you, but obviously Tennessee has been devastated by the heavy rains from Hurricane Ida, and an area already ravaged by flooding and major issues due to weather. What's the latest from the volunteer state on how you guys are holding up, given all the weather emergencies that you've been experiencing there?
Our state is resilient. We are the volunteer state. We have so many organizations that have come around that community in Humphreys County, somewhat Houston, Hickman County also, and supplies, volunteers, people to be extra sets of eyes and arms and laboring, bringing their chainsaws, their pickup trucks, helping people to clean up and to recover. And we're going to get through this. We are a strong, resilient people. We believe in helping our neighbors, and we're going to continue to work to push forward.
Yeah, we certainly know that. Well, we thank you so much, Senator Marsha Blackburn, for coming on the show.
You.
Stay safe and healthy. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.